And we just had a news flash from Qantas. All Qantas A380 services have been suspended pending an investigation into that engine failure. And reports of an explosion and debris falling off a Qantas A380 as the plane left Singapore. And of course, it turned back and landed safely with an emergency landing at Changi Airport. Head of Communications at Qantas, Olivia Worth, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, we scared everybody when the first story came out of Indonesia saying that the Qantas wreckage had been found, that a Qantas flight had gone down. We knew there were more than 400 people on a Qantas plane, and it scared the hell out of us here at 3AW. I'm sure a lot of other people, and you've been flooded with stuff. Tell me what actually happened.
What actually did happen, Darren, is that there was obviously an issue with one of our aircraft. It was an A380. It was about 6 minutes into the flight when the pilot did recognise that there was an issue with engine number 2. There's actually 4 engines on an A380 aircraft. As such, he sought priority clearance and he returned to Singapore. It was a safe arrival for all 433 passengers and 26 crew, and they safely arrived at 11:45am local time.
Okay, well, what about the pictures that have been appearing on the web, and we've received them here, of bits of an aeroplane, and people thought because it had a bit of red on it that it was a Qantas plane that were found in Indonesia. What's the background to that?
Look, there are indications that there has been damage to engine number 2, which has had an engine failure. We can't actually confirm exactly what has happened to that at this stage. We're currently investigating it. As you can imagine, it's an utmost priority to us, and we're determining exactly what damage was done to that aircraft, and we'll have a much better idea within the next couple of hours.
Now, I know you're very busy. Just a couple of quick more questions.
Of course.
Now, this plane was going from Sydney, was it, to...
No, from Singapore to Sydney.
Singapore to Sydney, okay. And you said it got 6 minutes out, and then this bits of rubbish and debris landed somewhere in Indonesia. So he did just turn back and landed at Changi.
That's correct. He recognised, in line with procedure, that there was a concern with the aircraft and returned as soon as possible.
All right, and so obviously there's I mentioned the number of passengers, 433 passengers, and a crew. There's about 30 crew on that, isn't it?
That's correct, 26 crew, and we're currently disembarking the passengers. We'll be reaccommodating them in Singapore, and we'll be putting on an additional service to get these people back as home as soon as possible. Yeah.
Now, there's one report we saw too that the pilot issued what's called a pan alert, which is one step short of Mayday. So it was regarded as telling other aircraft in the area what was going on and telling the authorities on the ground that it was an emergency. So this was, even though you got 3 other engines, it was a very serious situation.
Look, all issues revolving safety are absolutely serious. It's absolutely correct. There was a pan that was called. This is absolutely in line with procedures, and that's why the aircraft was given priority clearance to be able to arrive safely in Changi Airport.
Okay, and do you know anything about the local TV stations were saying that they quoted witnesses saying they heard a loud explosion, saw some flames, I presume with an engine fouling, that could happen?
As you can imagine, there's been many, many different reports, including eyewitness accounts. At this stage, we're waiting to speak to our pilot, our technical crew on board. There were actually 3 captains on board this aircraft. We will be getting a full debrief from the captains, a full debrief from our engineers who are on the ground at the moment, and we'll be able to provide information as soon as we can.
It looks like, there were reports that cabin doors came up. It looks like engine cowlings have come off. Do you know what fell off, what they've got in Indonesia?
Oh, look, there's a lot of different images, a lot of different speculation at the moment. Look, we do know that there was damage to the engine. We're just not particularly sure exactly what damage has been done.